Hello everybody, Jim here, and today I want to go over the critique of MMORPGs, and it could be a very touchy subject, because if you think about it, MMORPGs are people's homes, right? So if you were to go into someone's house and critique the way they live, critique their decorations, critique their style, critique how they do everyday life, you're going to get a negative response, right? If I were to go into your house and say, well, I like this, but I don't like this. Why do you have this? Why is this in here? Like, who are you to judge my house? And it's the same concept for the MMORPG genre. People flock to these games as a fantasy life, as a new home, something they can get their mind off of life scenarios, and it makes judging these games pretty tricky. You critique someone's home, you critique someone's MMO, and you're going to get some backlash. One of my favorite YouTubers, Josh Strifehaze, he makes a living off of critiquing MMORPGs. And I love his videos. Even if it's a game that I enjoy, I can usually appreciate his thoughts, right? His ideas. And it's because he's doing it from a good place. He's not out here bashing people's games. He's telling them what's wrong with the game. And if the developers could watch the video and maybe take some notes on that and fix it, it would be a lot more popular, right? There's certain boxes that aren't being ticked in those games. So when it comes to reviewing or critiquing these MMOs, you really have to be careful with it, because if you do one thing wrong, if you say one thing incorrect, if you don't understand one thing fully, and you say something wrong about it, that is just ammunition for a player to try to destroy you, I guess, you know, to try to end your career, right? And honestly, yeah, you know, if someone makes a mistake, someone doesn't understand something, then I'm 100% on board with you going in the comments and like, hey, you got this wrong, 100%. But of course, there needs to be a sense of professionalism that goes about doing that, you know, not just going behind your keyboard and being a warrior of justice. The keyboard warriors, yeah. So, but yeah, I love MMORPGs. I play all kinds of MMOs. I've started playing Genshin. I know this is not an MMO. I want to preface that. I know this is not an MMO. This is just a single player RPG with co-op. But yeah, I made a video on AQ3D, just my concerns, and I've even posted in the Facebook about how I believe that people are going to jump on the AQ bandwagon, right? They're not the bandwagon, probably the wrong way of saying it, but they're going to play AQ3D, and they're going to see how it doesn't match the quality of whatever their MMO they play, and then they're just going to go back, right? And every time I say this, there's always someone to quickly go in there and say you're comparing two different things, right? You're comparing apples to oranges, right? And that's not exactly the case. It is an MMORPG. Regardless of what you have to say about it, it is competing. You know, regardless of scale, scope, regardless of how much resources they have to put into the game, how many people they have working on the game, all those details, they're very important when it comes to the creation of an MMO. Sure. But people don't care about that. Someone's not going to play a lesser game just because, oh, this has one developer. So it can be excused of being shittier, right? Like, yeah, that may be the case. It may have an excuse to become worse, but that isn't going to change people's mind on wanting to play it. When it comes to AQ, I enjoy AQ a lot. So I am taking a break from it just because the same old is just kind of getting old. Even when they create new areas, when they create new content, they just rehash what the same stuff they've been doing. It's just in a different area now. And a lot of people, I've been communicating with people in the community. Some people agree, some people will fight me about it, but you know, it's just and what the people who disagree, of course, you have every right to disagree. It is your opinion, right? I respect that. But to outright say there's nothing wrong with your game is not only doing a disjustice for the game and the community playing it, but also to yourself. Because why wouldn't you want it to be better? Why wouldn't you want to have a better experience? Yes, there are things wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with having something wrong with your game. As ironic as that sounds. Every game has problems. Every game has an issue. Final Fantasy XIV has issues. World of Warcraft has a lot of issues, right? Guild Wars 2 has issues. There's no such thing as a good MMO, right? There's only such thing as you just gotta find the MMO that has problems that you're okay with. If you could find an MMO that has an issue that you are personally fine with, then you're golden, man. Congratulations, right? You've struck gold. I think that's something that more people need to take in account. Boom. Come on. Seeing if I can poke his eye while he's spinning. There's the eye. The other eye. That. I've been having some fun with this game, not gonna lie. I kill this guy. But yeah, so like ultimately when it comes down to it, critique is nothing but a good thing. Now if someone's going on there and just being hateful to the game, then I can understand why you're like, what the heck, man? This is my home. Remember, we just talked about that. This is my home. Are you messing with my home? Boom, got him. Let's go. Let's go. Well, yeah, that's pretty much today's main topic. It really wasn't anything crazy. It's just talking about MMOs and the critique of them, and even if they're critiquing, as long as they're being fair about it. Which once again, I find if you want to find a video. A good critique of your game, Josh Strive has. If he's done it on your whatever MMO you play, definitely check it out. He's very professional. He's not hateful about it. He's blunt, but he's honest. And honestly, he's got a very cheeky humor. So he's definitely a good watch. Check him out. But yeah, if you like the video, give it a like. If I said anything that you may have disagreed with, make sure you put it in the comments below. But please make it peaceful. Yeah. I'll catch you guys on the next one.